This is Joe Conson with the very first video memo. Today I want to talk about the new study from Greenberg, Quinlan, Rosner Research, which is to say Democracy Corps, written by James Carville, Stan Greenberg, and Erica Seifert. It's a study of focus groups in Ohio and Pennsylvania talking about this year's election, this year's presidential election, and in particular their response to the president's economic messaging and to Mitt Romney. Now, what was interesting about these two focus groups, one in Columbus, Ohio, of non-college educated, basically working class voters, and college educated voters in suburban Philadelphia, is that by and large they all felt that the president's messaging on the economy was not totally credible. These groups were sort of half Obama voters from 2008, half McCain voters, all independents, none with strong partisan identification. Exactly the kind of voters that both Romney and Obama need to appeal to. The problem for the president is that these voters don't feel that the economy is improving. There are too many of them who are having to resort to food stamps, or no families who are, too many of them who've seen their leisure time disappear, their retirement savings go away, and don't feel that the economy is really getting better. So for the president to try to tell people, we've improved things, things are getting better, we saved auto, none of those messages are resonating particularly well among these groups.
But what does resonate?
What does resonate with these groups is the message about preserving the middle class, bringing back the middle class, fighting for middle class jobs, rebuilding the infrastructure, raising taxes on the rich does very well with these groups, and saving Social Security, saving Medicare.
Do they have issues with the tax on paying capital?
The other thing that was clear in these groups is that although they're somewhat skeptical of the president and his economic message, they are completely distrusting of Mitt Romney and the Republicans. At this point, the primary attacks on Romney still cut. And these are groups that don't seem to have a problem with the attack on Bain Capital. They don't seem to be worried at all that this is against capitalism in some way. What they are concerned about is that Mitt Romney seems out of touch, he's too wealthy, and they're particularly offended that he has his money in bank accounts in Switzerland and the Cayman Islands, which didn't surprise me really, but I thought it was fascinating to see how many of them mentioned that without even being prompted, that they're angry about his Swiss bank accounts. Now,
Has there been an example of this kind of messaging that you're talking about work in Democratic politics recently?
Finally, as of today, this morning, Wednesday, the results from Tuesday's election in Arizona, the special election to fill Gabrielle Giffords' seat, are in, and what happened demonstrates the salience of the Carville-Greenberg-Seifert report, which is that their candidate, the candidate whom they advised, Ron Barber, the Democrat, selected by Gabby Giffords to run against Jesse Kelly, her opponent, her Republican opponent from 2 years ago, won resoundingly. One of the things that he did was to go after middle-class issues, specifically Social Security and Medicare. Jesse Kelly, the Tea Party candidate in that race, had attacked Social Security as a Ponzi scheme. It was a huge mistake that he made because Ron Barber had the guts to come after him and say, and defend Social Security, defend Medicare, defend Medicaid, and push back hard, and he beat Jesse Kelly very convincingly.
Great, thank you. This has been the first video memo for National Memo.